All right, this is bulk management of hosts and services in NagiosXI. Ludmil Miltchev, please.
Morning to everyone. Welcome. I'll be talking about bulk management of hosts and services in NagiosXI. Here's the overview of the presentation. First, I'm going to mention what is really bulk host cloning and import wizard. Why do we need to use it? Then I'll go over installing, running of the wizard. I'll mention some of the limitations of the wizard and some of the possible issues you can encounter while running it. And then briefly, I'll just mention some other bulk modification tools in NagiosXI. Let's start a little bit with the history. Why we need to use the bulk host cloning and import wizards. We have many users that wanted to clone hosts along with its services, and that was a very difficult task in before. The way the Nagios Core Config Manager is set up. As you know, in XI, you do most of your configuration through the CCM. So if you want to clone a host with the services the old way in a CCM, what you need to do is find the host in a CCM, click on a copy action button. When new host appears, click on a modify button, tweak, configuration, save and apply, and you have a new host created. However, this host has no services. Now, if you want to copy the services as well, you'll have to go to the original host that you've been cloning, go to services, again, copy the service and so forth, and repeat the procedure. One thing which is not really intuitive, when you copy the service, new service doesn't really appear in the list of the services. It appears in under the config name filter drop-down menu, which is sometimes confusing to some of the users. So basically, I'll show you some images. Hopefully, you'll be able to see. Let's say we want to clone a Windows 7 host. We click on a copy action button. New host is created. It's named automatically to Windows 7.1. It's still not active. We gotta go and modify configuration. After we do that, let's say we rename it to Windows 7-new. Here's the new host created, no services. Now we wanna go back and look at the services of the original host that we're copying. We have a CPU, disk, memory usage, etc. So we copy the first service, CPU usage, and as you can see, the new service appears in a config name filter list. So we have to modify it, change the config name, remove this service from the original host, Windows 7, and put it into the Windows 7-new, make it active, save, and apply configuration. So after we do that, we have the new host with one service. So imagine, doing that for all services, and especially copying this host with all its services several times. I wouldn't say this is a very easy process. There are other ways of doing it. I'm not saying this is the only way. You can actually create config files manually. You can even automate the process using scripts and so forth, and then import those config files into NagiosXI. I just wanted to show you this because normally when you think about NagiosXI and configuring it, you think about the Core Config Manager, and this is how it used to be done before. So So why use it and what it is? After seeing that, we decided we need to create a tool that's going to make cloning hosts with their services easier and make it useful for mid-size and large environments. Therefore, bulk host cloning and import wizard was created. It basically allows you to import many hosts and services using the CSV dump. It can be really useful not only if you have a large environment, but if you have an environment where you have many similar hosts. For example, you may have a Linux or Windows server set up exactly as you want it to be monitored, and you have a bunch of other servers that you want to monitor in a similar way. So in this case, you can use the bulk host wizard. It is also a very nice tool because, let's say, initially you had 5 services on this original host that you're cloning, but later you decided to, okay, I want to add a few more services. You can basically rerun the wizard and add those extra services to all of the hosts that have been created. Needless to say, it's a time saver for people. It seems like the feedback has been really positive. People like using it, so that's good, and it's easy to use. So how do you install it? It's fairly easy. You can download it from the Nagios Exchange. I provided you with a download link. Installing it, you install it as you would install any other wizard. Just go to the admin menu, manage config wizards, browse, find the file that you've downloaded, double click on it and click on upload wizard, and it's done. If you're unsure on how to install wizards, we have a documentation on the topic. There's a link to it. Now I'm gonna go through the steps of running the wizard. One good thing about this wizard, it's very easy to be used, and that makes my life really a nightmare because I have to talk for an hour for a wizard where you click on the next button a few times and you're done. But anyway, so you just click on the configure, run the monitoring wizard, find the wizard in a list, and you can see how the icon looks like. And then you move to step 2. In the step 2, basically you select an existing host in XI that you would like to be cloned and used as a template. I'm not sure if you can see very well. In step 3, you select the services that should be cloned. I mean, here you can select all of the services of this host, and you can select some of them. But I would like to mention you have to select at least one. Some users try to use this wizard and clone a host only with no services. It would not work. I mean, as far as I know, right now, it doesn't work unless you select one service. So after you selected the services, you can enter your data in a CSV format. It's probably sufficient just to enter the IP addresses, but you can also enter the names and aliases as well. Those values should be comma separated, and each new server should be on a new line. One thing some users forget is sometimes they enter all of the data into the text box, but then they forget to select in field 2 and field 3 the name or the description. If you forget to do so, this info will not be copied over. So on step 4, you can basically just click on a finish button and be done with it. But the wizard is